go by all kind of names. Yo, my nicknames got nicknames. Nitro, nice flow. The sixth man off the bench. The foot soldier in the trench. The Black Santa, all that. First of all, let me tell you the name is Luke Kane. Call me Black College cause I make you feel the pain. This an underground hit for my homies to ride to. Skip to the loo when you're riding through my zoo. Bears and gorillas, even orangutans. The lions and the monkeys all speaking my slang. We all paper chasers with a different disguise on. I spy on green guys, that's why I got mine on. Jackson and Franklin, frankly I don't like what I gotta do to keep Jack from fainting. Nah, I ain't complaining, just venting a little. Turn my headphones up, son, and mic a little. I got the same attitude as Malcolm Little. X marks the spot, now bring it back to the middle of the map. Guess who's back with more beats? Hi-hat.
Hello, good afternoon or good morning, wherever you happen to be tuning in from. My name's Andy Cahoon, and this is our GMeta warm-up call for Wednesday. So happy Wednesday to everybody, wherever you're tuning in from. We're all over the place today. We're actually gone live for the first time on LinkedIn. That's because we've got a very special guest joining us later. We've got a gentleman from my hometown of Belfast called Kevin Traynor, and he's going to be joining me in about 10 minutes to talk about the DeFi Conference 2022, which is taking place in a beautiful Titanic Hotel in Belfast. And we'll be going there to represent GmetaOne on the 6th of October. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what it is we do here, well, we are building a digital universe. You've actually seen some footage from it just on that previous video. I'm the head of art for GmetaOne. I actually create all of those videos. That's one of my principal jobs or roles in this as part of the development team. Now, we are building a digital universe. As well as that, we are actually one of the few bodies who are actually building bridges between various other digital universes. We don't see those as competition for what we do. In fact, we actually see it as an enhancement, an extension of what we actually do. So we've actually got a massive presence in various locations. Some space, we have a GMeta Arena in some space. We have a headquarters 4-story office block in Decentraland. We've actually got 2 different locations in crypto voxels, or voxels as it's now called. One of those is GMeta Heights, which is a apartment block, but also has now got a lot of businesses. It's become a business hub for GmetaOne and our customers. We've got a lot of businesses in there marketing themselves. As well as that, we have the almighty GMeta Arena. Now, the GMeta Arena is as it sounds. It's an arena where we put on all sorts of shows. We've actually got a tournament coming up in October, a games tournament. We've also got an artist joining us to do an actual music concert in November. We have also hosted there, we've live streamed from events such as South by Southwest, Miami NFT Week, and we've actually hosted none other than Wiz Khalifa in the GMeta Arena at the start of this year. So, you know, we're well established, and we are actually building those bridges between those projects and what will be the GMeta metaverse. And as you've already seen, that it's already being built. So as well as building bridges and building a digital universe, we're also launching the currency, which will be the only currency that you'll be able to use in our metaverse. That is GMeta token. Now, we'll be launching that. I'm going to take you through that launch very shortly, because it's in pre-sale as we speak. It will be the only token that you're going to be able to use in our metaverse. If you want to buy land, you're going to need GMeta tokens. If you want to build on that, you're going to need GMeta tokens. If you want to play games, you're going to need GMeta tokens. So the use case for that is undeniable. Now, as well as that, as I said, we are in pre-sale of that token. Let me just show you that right now. I'll take you through. Okay. This is our website. Now, if you've never seen our website, you just need to go to gmeta.one. And the website's actually full of information. If anybody wants to do their due diligence, this is where you need to be honest, because you've got your information there, information tab. We've got a white paper which was put together by none other than Coinpresso, who's one of the biggest digital marketing agencies for the crypto space on planet Earth. Now, they put together our white paper. It's 105 pages long. You'll also find our roadmap there as well, and a lot of information about our, you know, what we're doing here. You've also got a shop, because we've actually got a pre-alpha token, which actually allows you to make purchases from our website. We've got a lot of services we can do. There's GMeta Heights, for example, GmetaOne Heights. We can rent your premises in that. We can actually tailor make it to your requirements. You can pay in our pre-alpha token if you wish. So it's already got the use case that you need to launch a successful cryptocurrency. Now, as well as that, if I go to pre-sale, if you want to get involved today, if you think there's something here that you're interested in joining up and having a look at, if you want to put some money into GmetaOne, you need to get back to the person who actually invited you onto this call. Get their link and sign up using their link. Now, when you do that, you're going to be asked to give us a BNB Smart Chain wallet address. Now, the reason you need that is because that is where our token is hosted. It's on the BNB Smart Chain blockchain. Reasons for that is it's much cheaper than Ethereum. If anybody's made some Ethereum purchases recently, you'll know all about that. And it's much quicker as well. Now, you need to give us either a Trust wallet or a MetaMask wallet address. Nothing else, please. Don't be giving us exchange wallet addresses, because you do not hold the private keys to an exchange wallet. You use an exchange to do trades. You do not store cryptocurrency long-term on exchanges unless you're actually trading with it. So give us a Trust wallet or a MetaMask wallet. Okay, now once you sign up, you need to give us a username as well. You need to give us your name, email, username, and that wallet address. Now, that username goes to form your own personal referral link. Now, that link is completely useless to you unless you make a purchase. Now, you can actually make a purchase from as little as $5. You can buy $5 worth of G-Meta tokens. But you come across an amount, just use that sliding bar to come across an amount which you're comfortable with. Say it was $500. You're going to get yourself 21.5 million G-Meta tokens. Now, what you want to do there is just select one of 8 different cryptocurrencies that you might want to pay with. Click that you fully understand what you're doing. So say, for example, you're comfortable with $500. Please do not spend money that you need to pay your bills or feed your family, guys. Please, let's be sensible. Click purchase now. And at that very moment, our system will calculate how many of your chosen cryptocurrency you need to send to achieve that $500 transaction. It'll also give you the wallet, and there's the amount you need to send. Please make sure the amount you send is the same as or slightly more than the amount you're being asked for by GmetaOne after your wallet provider takes their fee. Some wallet providers take the fee out of the amount you tell them you're sending. Therefore, GmetaOne wouldn't have enough to complete the transaction. It'll go pending and you'll get frustrated until we sort it out. So don't do that, please. But once you make your purchase, you've got the wallet address there or the QR code. Once you've made that purchase, your tokens are going to show up in 2 places. Down here at the bottom left of your screen and in that wallet that you gave us. Once you import our token, those tokens will appear in your wallet. Now, as I said, we are selling $5 million worth of G-Meta tokens in pre-launch. We're doing that in rounds of 1 million at a time. We're into round 2. We've already sold out the first million, and we're $184,500 into round 2. Once we hit 5 million, the pre-sale will be over. So this is your chance to make hay while the sun shines, because that link you gave us, when it's live, if you send that link to somebody, say, for example, I sent my link to Miguel, and Miguel buys $1,000 worth of G-Meta tokens, I will actually get 100% bonus match on that purchase. I would also get $1,000 worth of G-Meta tokens. If Miguel gives that to Kevin, who's on our call today, and Kevin uses Miguel's link and buys $1,000 worth of G-Meta tokens, well, Miguel would actually get the 100% bonus match, but I would actually get $500 because Kevin would be my level 2 referral. So you can actually refer down to levels. That's quite unique for a DeFi token launch. As well as that, we're also giving away prizes. We've got 200 GMeta exclusive NFTs and 25 Oculus Quest 2 virtual reality headsets to give away. How do you get a piece of that? Well, you can actually, if you're feeling, if you like a challenge, you can join our competitions. We've got top 10 recruiters, top 10 team builders, top 10 team contributors, and the top 10 investors. Now, if you end up at the end of this round or any round in one of those top 10s, you're going to win yourself an NFT, exclusive GMeta NFT, which you can hold and sell down the line for profit, or you can hold on to it until we open our staking pool and stake it for passive income. Also, we take each of the top 10 names and we put them into a draw and pull out a name, and whoever we pull out will win an Oculus Quest 2 virtual reality headset. So that's one for each of these competitions, and then we take all 40 names and put them into one final draw for a 5th Oculus Quest 2 headset per round. So as you can see, not only can you accumulate millions and millions of GMeta tokens in pre-launch, you can also earn yourself some very special prizes. Now, we do have one final incentive, and that is for the first 300 people who see fit to put in $10,000 $10,000. And as you can see, we've had some people put in considerably more than that. If you're one of the first 300 people, you'll become a GMeta VIP Platinum member. What does that entitle you to? Well, I'm actually not going to tell you that. I'm going to show you a video instead. If I can find it. Here we go. Okay, just watch this, please.
Say make money, money, make money, money, money. Make money, money, make money, money, money. Money makes the world go round. I'm the talk around town. Remy gave me the sound. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla. Money makes the world go round. I'm the talk around town. Remy gave me the sound. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla. Survival of the fittest, you can sink or swim. I've been broke, I ain't never going back again. I need some C notes, some cheddar, and a stack of ends. I need a bowl of dough, I don't need no Facebook friends. Money makes the world go round. I'm the talk around town. Remy gave me the sound. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla. Money makes the world go round. I'm the talk around town. Remy gave me the sound. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla. You got a $5 bill, put your hands up. You got a $10 bill, put your hands up. You got a $20 bill, put your hands up. You got a $50 bill, put your hands up. Holla, holla. Money makes the world go round. I'm the talk around town. Remy gave me the sign. I need that Skrilla on.
Okay, guys, that is our VIP incentive. And you might not have $10,000. I understand that. It's quite understandable in these difficult times. But if you know somebody who does, guess what? What's going to happen if they make that purchase using your link? You're going to also get $10,000 worth of GMeta tokens as well. So there's every incentive for people here to share this with others and go through that chicken list. Go after those people you're terrified to talk to, because you just never know what could happen there. Miguel, yes, and also, guys, yes, we are actually giving away 3 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcats. Miguel actually has one of those, and he wants another one, apparently. If you're outside the USA, we will actually give you the cash equivalent in cryptocurrency as well, because obviously we can't ship cars all over the planet Earth. It's very difficult to do, and customs don't like it. So, okay, guys, that is our pre-launch run through. Now, normally at this time, what I would normally be doing is going through the metaverse news. Well, I'm not actually going to do that. This is actually a product of me doing the metaverse news. I collect a lot of information, news bulletins coming from metaverse, Web3, NFTs, cryptocurrency. And weirdly, this is actually connected to the gentleman I'm just about to introduce you to, because in doing that, Google Alerts sent me a piece of information from the Belfast Telegraph, which is my home newspaper for my good old home when I used to live there. Now, that article was about a thing called Defi Conf Conference 2022. And as a result of that, I'm now attending it. I'm actually going to go back to Belfast, attend that. And it's just weird that that's how this came about, because this is normally the call I do the news articles on. So without any further ado, I'd love to introduce you to the gentleman who is the brains behind DeFi Conference 2022, which is the first ever NFT, metaverse, and crypto conference in Ireland, I believe. I'm sure Kevin will fill me in on that. Miguel says my Irish accent's getting stronger now. Yeah, it probably will once I finish this call. Okay, so without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to the one and only Mr. Kevin Traynor. How are you doing, sir?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you loud and clear. Yeah, Miguel says my Irish accent's getting stronger, so you're the only person probably on this call who will understand if I say, bite you big lad.
Okay. Right, what about you?
How's it going? Where are you actually joining me from, Kevin?
I'm overlooking Belfast Lough, actually, Andy. So I live in Jordanstown, just outside Belfast. So it's beautiful, and I live in Belfast. But I actually so I spent most of my working career out of Northern Ireland, and had to slow down everything I was saying for everyone I worked with and all my friends and stuff for many years, and I moved back here about 15 years ago. But even then, I've still come backwards and forwards to London for kind of jobs and consultancy gigs and stuff, So,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, you've kind of gone the opposite way. I was about 15 years ago. I came over here, so I live near Liverpool.
very good stuff. Yeah, I mean, again, Liverpool's another great city, So I love. Look, I spent most of my I went to university in Birmingham. I worked in Birmingham for a few years, and worked in London, back to Belfast. Commuted actually to London for a role. I'll talk to you a wee bit about that. Just about the kind of the financial services roles I've done. So yes, so I've been backwards and forwards to GB most, and I love it. And the thing, the whole thing with Belfast now is, Belfast has changed. It's a lot of foreign investment coming in, sort of FDI. Big companies setting up technology functions. There's actually, believe it or not, a big focus now on blockchain. So some of the companies that are coming to the event this year. So there's a local guy who's working for Stanley and the guys at Av. There's Paxos have got a technology function now in Belfast where they're putting 100 blockchain engineers in Belfast over the next while. So a couple of startups coming along, guys that I know. One of which has been bootstrapped for the last few years, a company called Clearpool, run by a guy called Jamie Allsop. Incredible man, very intelligent. And they're going to raise 10 million this year for their business. Another company called Peachfolio, run by Simon Hilditch, based in Carrickfergus. So there's a whole load of really interesting stuff happening from a metaverse, digital assets, blockchain, crypto perspective in Northern Ireland, So
That's awesome. No, every time I go back, it's like it's. I'm sure you possibly got this kind of feeling sometimes when you were living away. You kind of go back and you're like, it's nice to actually do it. You feel like a tourist again. It's just like, because my family's all English. My son was born here, but it's like me doing a tourist guide. When I go back.
Right.
I'm looking forward to going back as well, and so let's just we'll get into this. Obviously, just a few questions. Don't want to take up too much of your time because I know you're madly busy. Now, Miguel wants to go to Ireland. Miguel is, just to let you know, Miguel's not some mad stalker. He's one of the founders behind our project, GmetaOne. So yeah, he lives in quite near Cancun in Mexico.
Very good. I was there recently. I was on my honeymoon. I was in Cancun on my honeymoon in May.
Oh my God. Well, he lives about an hour away, an hour and a half away from me.
Riviera Maya, and it was the most amazing experience. Mexico is the most fantastic country.
I love it. I've been about 3 times. I haven't actually been to visit Miguel. We do work together, but we work like 3,000 miles apart. But no, I've got a very good team here. Very tight knit, but they're from all over the place. I'm the guy who does all those videos, by the way. That's kind of my role. I'm the head of design for GMeta. I do all the design work, etc. So, Kevin, you told us a little bit about what is your actual background then, Kevin, if you don't mind me asking.
So, yeah, my interest in crypto. I think everyone who's kind of in the crypto or kind of metaverse or Miguel says he's in Playa del Carmen. I was in Playa del Carmen. I got my first tattoo in Playa del Carmen. Miguel, the tattoo parlor on the Strip. So me and my wife went and got our she's got tattoos, but I got my first one done in Playa del Carmen. So it was brilliant. So my journey. So my first, I went away from Northern Ireland when I was young, and I was in a band in London for a couple of years, and then I went to Birmingham University in England, and then my first job out of uni was first proper job was working for the FCA as a regulator. So basically trained to be a financial advisor because we were going out and we were kind of regulating life companies and all that sort of stuff. So basically got my financial planning exams while working for the FCA, then became a regulatory consultant working for KPMG in the City of London for a few years. And so I got really good kind of consultancy financial services experience. So the whole world of DeFi and crypto for me is fascinating because it's so far removed from anything, you know, that I kind of learned back in those days from a regulatory perspective. And then I got involved in a kind of a digital startup, was involved in that for a few years. That didn't work out, but I kind of this mix of financial services and kind of digital experience at that point. So went back on the road looking for a job that would combine both things, and I became VP of digital for BlackRock and iShares. So basically I ran their digital marketing across EMEA, and I became their first head of social media. So I was responsible in the UK for rolling out a blog for BlackRock, a Twitter account, all that sort of stuff. So, I mean, that seems a little bit kind of twee, like in the year 2022, but this was a big thing for BlackRock. You know, in 2013, they were very nervous about opening up to the world, you know, having a two-way conversation with their customers, all that sort of stuff, all the kind of perceived risks that they saw going alongside it, all those sort of things. And it used to take me 48 hours to get one tweet approved by compliance in London. 48 hours to get one tweet approved, right? So, and they used to call me the crazy guy downstairs in the digital department who was like trying to create havoc for all these guys that worked in compliance by sending out these real-time kind of marketing messages and opening up communication, you know, both ways with the world. And I suppose the thing I was saying to the guys in BlackRock at the time was, if you're not involved in that conversation, the conversation is already happening around your brand, right? You know, people are already talking about BlackRock on YouTube, on Twitter, whatever else. So you've got to be in the middle of it. You've got to be kind of informing that discussion. So then did that for a couple of years, came back, worked for the Belfast Telegraph. Actually, was digital director in the Belfast Telegraph for a few years. Wow. And that led me to setting up my own agency and my own events. So now, small team in Belfast, there's 5 of us. Again, with 10 subcontractors that are basically all over the world, Brazil, kind of Leeds in England. We've got guys all over, you know, who are kind of working for us on kind of digital projects. And in 2019, I started an e-commerce conference, which is now Ireland's biggest e-commerce conference. A couple of years later, we run the Irish E-commerce Awards, which is what Andy, why I've been so elusive this week. We've got our awards happening in Dublin on Friday night of this week. 300 people coming to that. Lots of big brands, Stripe, Shopify, lots of really good retailers. And so we've got a blueprint for kind of events that we've run. And I have to be interested in a particular area to kind of start running events. So the DeFi space is right up my street. I'm heavily invested in crypto, NFTs. I've got a whole load of stuff going on. I've got my kind of treasure here, like my cold, what I don't know where the cameras, my cold wallet, all that stuff, you know, like so.
Oh yeah, I think mine's here somewhere.
all tools. I keep saying to my missus, like I can't try to explain to my wife, look, if anything ever happens to me, right, you know, this is of that. It's like it looks like a key ring to her. It's like, what's this guy on about? What's he talking about? You know, so yeah. So look, I'm heavily on. I think unlike most people, my approach to crypto is it should be part of a balanced portfolio because I've got that financial services background. You know, I've got my own pension fund. I've got ISAs. I've got kind of a free trade account. I've got an eToro account. I've got a crypto.com account. I play with all the toys, right? Moneybox. You know, I've got an OpenSea account with NFTs sitting in it. I've got a whole load of stuff going on, and I'm kind of, for me, it's an incredibly interesting space. It is, the blockchain and digital assets and Web3 and the creator economy, everything's about to change. I think we're going to witness a paradigm shift in the way technology and humanity interacts. And the last time we saw this kind of shift was when Web 2 arrived, right? Or Web 1 even, not even Web 2. When Web 1 arrived, you know, and when the internet arrived, we all went, well, what does this do and how are we working that out? I think we're still at that stage where we're trying to figure out what the blockchain means, how we're going to utilize it. You know, companies like you know, startups coming along, you know, issuing tokens, the metaverse, all that stuff. It's incredible, you know, like, and we're literally just at the start of it, you know, like, and so what we're trying to do with the event in Belfast is really high quality events. Everything we do is high quality. The Titanic Hotel we've got a whiskey tasting session on afterwards. We've got a VIP dinner in Home, which is basically a Michelin-starred restaurant. Anyone who comes to our events has a good time. We tell the story of Belfast when people are here, and they walk away going, "That was great," because not just of the kind of the content of the conference, but of the experience that we wrap around it. We sort of tell the story of Belfast. And look, the interesting thing is the speakers who we've got coming to this event are Coinbase are coming, Chainlink, Uphold. We've got the Deutsche Börse, the London Stock Exchange, and we've got the Department of Finance in Ireland. We've got a whole lot of people who are kind of maybe seen as kind of TradFi, but these people who are going to speak at the conference are very much people who are working in TradFi, but they're building infrastructure to allow DeFi to happen, right, and to allow this whole thing to kind of become mainstream. So really interesting space. It's going to be a really good day, and loads of really cool people coming. So that's it. So
I've just posted a link to your site actually there for anybody watching. We're all over the place here. We're on Facebook 3 different times. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We're on Twitter, and we're actually on my LinkedIn. I managed to get the ability to go live on LinkedIn. But yeah, guys, this is, the speakers list is staggering. Actually, you put, I've seen it coming together, and it's absolutely incredible. So
there's a few more to come in there, actually, Andy, that will be announcing over the next week or two. So what I've done, Andy, is I've set up a wee code, which is GmetaOne, which will give 20% off tickets. Just drop it in the chat there for you. So that'll give 20% off any of the tickets for any of your viewers or anyone who wants to read it. And look, equally, what I would say is this is not just so right. The other really interesting thing about Belfast and Northern Ireland is, right, so I'm talking to a lot of guys who are operating in the DeFi space, and they're kind of saying, we're operating out of Lithuania, regulatory wise, all this sort of stuff. I think regulation is going to come. I think it's inevitable. And Northern Ireland's got this unique position, with Brexit. People were talking about the protocol and physical goods and all that sort of stuff, and they've been arguing about that for months. My position, right, with digital assets and crypto is borders don't matter, right? But the thing that Northern Ireland has, we've got a unique position in that with Brexit, we've still got access to the EU markets, right? But we've also got access to UK. So from a regulatory perspective, we're sitting in 2 camps. Now, what that means, no one really knows right now because the regulation hasn't come. But Blockchain Ireland Week earlier this year, the guys in Dublin are all going, right, we have to do what Europe tells us. But in Northern Ireland, we don't. Potentially in Northern Ireland, we can do what Europe tells us, but also be, if the UK has got sort of a looser regulatory framework, we've got access potentially to both of those markets. And I think that's a unique position for Northern Ireland. And no one's thinking about it, and no one's talking about it, and no one's saying this is the competitive advantage it could have for Northern Ireland. So that's one of the panels we're going to run at the conference is, can we become a crypto center of excellence or a Singapore of cryptocurrencies or digital assets? I think that's the potential opportunity we have.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, that would be awesome. That would be very, very, very cool. Obviously, as I do a lot of the news stuff, and you were just saying there yesterday, South Korea, they're chucking their hat in the ring now as well. Got Shanghai, but there's definitely space for other, cities. It seems to be city-led. A lot of the cities are putting themselves forward: New York, Miami, Shanghai, Dubai, etc. So it'd be wonderful if Belfast was up there amongst that. That would be incredible.
There's no reason why not. I mean, the reason this is the thing now. So what people don't realize is that a lot of big companies are coming to Belfast now, and they're setting up tech functions because it's giving them a gateway to the UK, to Europe. So ASOS, for example, a big UK-based retail kind of brand, they've just opened a kind of what they're calling a kind of a data and analytics kind of center of excellence in Belfast. They're in the co-working space that we're in. They've taken a whole wing of it. They're now working with schools, local colleges. They've got apprenticeship schemes. They've got this whole kind of academy, like a data and analytics academy that they're running. And And those companies are here for a reason, right? And it used to be that they were here because we were a wee bit cheaper than they were in London, and it was kind of near shoring. And it's not even that anymore. It's the quality of the graduates they're getting. It's the kind of quality of life for people who live here. There's a whole lot of reasons why they're doing it. So, and we can equally apply that to the blockchain and to the kind of the world of digital assets and cryptocurrencies and stuff. For any businesses that want to be here.
That's fantastic. You spoke about Web 3.0, and I think for a lot of people, it was weird. I had a guy fixing my boiler or putting in a new boiler. Brilliant. There's $2,500 I'll never see again. But the guy was putting in our boiler today, and I was talking to him. He was asking me what it did, and I was talking to him about the metaverse, and he didn't quite get it until I went through what Web 1 was, what Web 2 was. Once you get that conversation, I think, across to people, then they're ready to maybe open their ears to Web 3. What excites you about Web 3.0 so much, Kevin?
I think there's probably two things. I think there's look, because I work in the digital space, right? We have an agency. We've kind of seen how Google, Facebook, aka Meta, right? Like that's a money grab if ever there was one. Like them rebranding themselves as kind of Meta. But we've seen how they behaved, right? And they've basically done that with our content, with our data, right? So, and I think the next generation, and there's all these startups coming, right? Like there's a load of them going to be at the conference, right, guys? Unbanks and kind of Big Fan and all these guys, and what they're all doing is they're all saying, look, no, we're taking back control here, right? This is about individuals having control and an understanding of the value of their own data, the value of their own content, and equally, if you think about those traditional models of publishing, right? So record publish, you want to, like I used to be in bands and used to be DJ and stuff and run club nights, right? So, you produce music and it doesn't go anywhere unless there's kind of that gatekeeper that's there, that's a record company that is plugging your product, promoting your product, taking a massive slice of your product, all that sort of stuff. Like, this is just revolutionizing that kind of creative process and how creators can monetize their talents, right? So, and that's if you're a poet, if you're an artist, if you're a musician, like it doesn't like any one of a book. You're an author of a book. You can now tokenize elements of that. So MovieCoin, the guys at MovieCoin are coming to the conference and they're going to talk about kind of the movie that they did with Russell Crowe recently. So they're basically tokenizing elements of the movie. Kind of it's and they're raising finance for the movie through tokens. They're building out a whole kind of infrastructure around not just that movie, but and then purchasing props and digital props and kind of it's crazy where it's all going. But the big thing that excites me is that democratization of creativity, right? It's giving you back control. It's allowing you to own the rights, to whatever that kind of talent that you have is, and sort of take back control from those kind of big Web 2 players, because they've used our data, they've used our content, they've really kind of with creators, right, with musicians and artists and all that sort of stuff, and book publishers, you don't have control over kind of your output, and it's going to give people back that control.
Yeah, well, again, that movie, I actually featured that on one of my news items. Weirdly enough, it's just pure coincidence that that these guys are happen to be coming to your conference.
So Matt Hooking, who's the producer and the actor in that movie, right? So he's coming over, and then James Mackey from MovieCoin's coming over as well. The two of them are going to come over and talk about. We're going to use filmmaking as a case study for Web 3 and how it's going to change everything, and the other interesting thing about Northern Ireland is, and that fits really well with us, is there's a big filmmaking kind of capability happening here now with Game of Thrones and all that sort of stuff. So it's really, really important for Invest Northern Ireland, for people in Northern Ireland and for creators and kind of filmmakers to kind of understand the space and the potential, because that's a big focus for us as an economy here,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, you're talking about musicians and so forth. I mean, there's a guy here, we featured a couple of his tracks. He's unsigned. We're we're desperately trying to get this guy a really good deal somewhere. But the rap artist we've used in a lot of our videos. But I've featured a lot. For the first time, like the UK charts are now have added a new section. They're actually going to take in NFT sales now as well. It's the first time they're taking on a new way of creating. Obviously you had cassette, you had CDs, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
NFTs are being counted in the UK charts. It's only a matter of time, and people like Muse, they released their new album as an NFT. It's like kind of, for me, it's like the new version of doing a special limited edition colored vinyl gatefold sleeve. They're doing it this way.
And these things, it's about loyalty. It's about building a fan base. It's about rewarding your fan base. I mean, it opens up so many possibilities. And this is the thing, right? Whenever you start, sometimes you go down a bit of a rabbit hole with some of this stuff, and you kind of go, right, well, you can do that, and then you can do that, and then you can, and even like, I mean, Starbucks, right? Starbucks, who announced last week, I think it was last week, about the whole kind of loyalty program. They're not calling anything they're doing. They haven't mentioned the word NFT in any of that stuff, right? But it's basically, it's based on the blockchain. It's essentially NFTs that they're doing, but they're just not calling them NFTs because they don't want to alienate that kind of, that man on the street kind of punter who comes and chops in.
Absolutely.
Talking about loyalty schemes and points and kind of upgrades and kind of, all that sort of stuff. So it's I mean, it's coming, and this stuff's going mainstream, and it's going mainstream at an alarming rate of knots, so.
Absolutely. With some of the names, we've got part of our presentation. I've just got some of the brands involved, but I could have that as the whole presentation, page after page after page. It's just crazy. What would your advice be? Say if somebody owns a business, like a bricks and mortar business, and they're going, okay, I want to get involved in that. What would be the best way for somebody? What should they be looking to achieve if they're jumping into the metaverse? They're going to establish a presence.
So again, we do a couple of, so some of the events that we run here in Northern Ireland, Andy, we do things like we do a CEO digital forum as well, which is an invite only thing where we invite local chief executives into a room. And I'm funnily enough, we talked about NFTs. The last one we ran, we talked about NFTs and the metaverse and all that sort of stuff. I think we are with digital assets, cryptocurrencies and NFTs where we were with social media in 2010, right? Because people were looking at it and brands were looking at it and going, why would we be on Facebook? Why would we have an Instagram account? And even Instagram wasn't around us, but you know what I mean? They were asking the question, why would we possibly be on these social media platforms? This is going to be a fad. This is going to go away. And my advice to brands, or to kind of some of the smaller brands anyway, is the big brands have got the budgets, right? So they can try these things and they'll blow their brains out in a bit of cost, and kind of it doesn't matter too much. With the smaller brands, I would be saying, learn, right? Just get stuck into some of the platforms, learn about this terminology, watch what some of the bigger brands are doing, because I think before long there will be platforms this will become commoditized, right? So there'll be people who will allow you to, launch NFTs for your small business and do all those sorts of things. So in the meantime, what I would say to those companies is learn about digital assets, learn about cryptocurrencies, learn about tokens, learn about NFTs, all that stuff, get up to speed on it and start to, get ready for it coming, because I think it's definitely, it's coming, as I said, it's coming very, very quickly. Some of the things I've heard about over the last couple of months around platforms and tokenization of conference tickets and all that sort of stuff, because of the space that we're in, it's incredible, and as I said, I think it's going to come at us very, very quickly.
Awesome, absolutely awesome. Miguel's just asked a question. Are you recording this event? Is it going to be broadcast anywhere?
Do you know what? We're not. Actually, no, we are. We're recording it so we will have content. We're recording it for the sort of standard and the VIP ticket holders. General admission just gets you access on the day, and then we are recording the content, but we're not going to stream it. We're just going to make it accessible to people after the conference. And the reason why we're not going to stream it is, I'm digital through and through, and but I'm convinced that people have a better kind of conference experience when they're at the conference, right? The networking, all that sort of stuff. So we have the same challenge around our e-commerce conference. People say, look, and it's a big sort of event now with international brands coming and all that sort of stuff. And people say this, well, you're not streaming. And I kind of made a decision and said, no, you need to be in the room. You need to be with us for a couple of days to experience the magic, and when you've done that, you'll come back, So we might at a later date, but I just think for me, it sells that streaming experience and all the Zoom stuff that we all had to, just Zoom to death and kind of everything else that all happened to us through COVID. I think it's a very flat experience compared to what we actually deliver when people are in the room with us in Belfast.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Well, that really is everything I was wanting to ask you about, Kevin. I really do appreciate you taking your time, because I know you are madly busy and probably getting busier by the second as this thing gets closer. But guys, it doesn't matter if you're actually in Northern Ireland or not, if you want to get to this DeFi conference, it's on October the 6th. That's at the Titanic Hotel. Is there still some early bird tickets?
Early bird's gone, but again, I've just dropped in the private chat there, Andy. There's GmetaOne, all one word. Yeah, I like that idea. Others in the metaverse, I like that idea, Miguel. So GmetaOne, and that'll give people 20% off, which will be the same as early bird discount for them. So it's actually a better discount than early bird discount. So if people want to use that code, it'll give them 20% off.
Yeah, that's Miguel says he might actually get there. My goodness. Oh, right. Okay. You're going to trot on a plane. Brilliant. Yeah, well, we have, we've broadcast a lot of events. We've got the Gmeta Arena. If you ever want to look at that, Kevin, go to GmetaOne.land, GmetaOne.land. That'll take you to the Gmeta Arena in Voxels. We've hosted people like Wiz Khalifa there. We streamed an event we streamed an event from. We actually had a space at South by Southwest in the States. Then we also had Miami NFT Week. Now we actually streamed Miami NFT Week straight to the Gmeta Arena. We also did a thing last month, I think called Global Gathering. Now that's where we got 5 speakers, and it's almost like we're going to keep doing these. So it's a sort of thing, me and networking going to Belfast, we probably talk to some people potentially with a view to maybe getting them on to speak in some of our events. Because we're definitely no means as slick as you guys, but we did put that together. It was a Voxels themselves said it was the best organized online event they'd ever been to. So that was quite a good thing to hear. Are you in there? Did you see that?
Yeah, I'm on it now at the minute. Yeah, I'm actually checking around it.
That's the reason we love to use Voxels, right? You spoke about Meta, and I don't know, obviously Meta, Facebook slightly shot themselves in the foot recently, but it's obviously they've given people the wrong impression. I think a lot of people, when you talk about metaverse, immediately they think of somebody with a big virtual reality headset on and all that stuff. That's why we did that. We did that event in the Gmeta Arena because we launched it in social media, and anybody watching, we then said, okay, guys, on a count of 3, you're going to jump into the metaverse. And they're like, what? I said, we're going to give you a link. You click the link and you all jump in. Yeah. And that's what it was. It was just the impact of that. People couldn't believe you could jump in on one of those and without a headset. And, again, the whole headset idea, how could that point to mass adoption if you had to get a £300 headset? It doesn't make sense, but that's the impression, unfortunately, a lot of people have, which is hopefully what events like yours will be doing, helping to dispel.
Okay. And again,
Sorry.
No problem. Andy, look, I appreciate the time. I look forward to seeing you in Belfast when you're over. We'll have a good day together, you know. So, and thanks for your support.
Looking forward to it immensely, and even more so now. Thank you so much for giving of your time today.
No
Appreciate
problem, Andy.
it.
Appreciate the time, and thanks for having me. All right.
See you next month.
Cheers. Thanks.
Okay, that was the amazing Kevin Traynor. I really appreciate him joining us today. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, there's a man who knows his stuff, and it definitely came across. And I cannot wait now to meet him and enjoy the conference October the 6th, guys. Thursday, October the 6th. If you're in the vicinity, you want tickets, you can still get them. There's still some availability, so it looks like it's going to be an absolutely incredible and in-depth event. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Please, if you like what you saw here today and you want to get involved, you want to hear more, please join us tonight. We'll be again broadcasting on most of the platforms you're seeing this. We'll definitely be on Twitter. We'll be on at 4 o'clock. Eastern Standard Time. That's 9 p.m. if you're in the UK. So if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, we'll see you again. Miguel is going to take over for that one. That's our main call, and they happen Monday to Friday every day at the same time. Thanks so much for joining me, and have a wonderful remainder of your Wednesday. Take care. Bye now.